Hey, do you guys want to win a PS5 with Madden NFL 21 and NBA 2K21? We'll be announcing the winner as soon as they come out, so be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. Never before have so many NBA players been in one place like they are now in Orlando. Such little proximity will inevitably include conversations between players about joining forces, and it's unclear if the league will try to stop any tampering that might occur. If players, especially stars, do talk about playing together in the future, this offseason could produce some interesting trades that can produce some interesting teams. Boston Celtics, Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Joel Embiid. If both the Celtics and 76ers fall short of at least the Eastern Conference Finals in Orlando, each team may want to make a blockbuster trade to retool for next season. Philadelphia's pairing of Ben Simmons and Embiid is constantly questioned and hasn't proven to be effective in the playoffs. So another failure this year, which unfortunately did happen, might warrant splitting the two up, especially if Embiid decides he's not happy and wants out. Boston has a deep and young core, but lacks size and a true superstar, so Embiid would be the perfect addition to that group. The price for Embiid would be hefty regardless of if he explicitly requests a trade or not. Boston has 3 2020 first-round picks though, so it could reasonably acquire the 76ers center for those picks, Gordon Hayward's expiring contract, and maybe Marcus Smart. It's either 3 2020 first-round picks, Gordon Hayward and Marcus Smart for Embiid, or 3 2020 first-round picks and Jaylen Brown for Embiid. Either way, this super team would be unbeatable in the East. Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie Irving, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. Booker signed a max extension with Phoenix in the summer of 2018, despite the organization never surrounding him with substantial talent. No one would blame him for wanting a fresh situation, and Brooklyn is a perfect spot for him to go. The Nets are talented and led by two stars with something to prove, much like Booker, so he may see it as an attractive destination if he requests a trade. Although Irving and Durant aren't physically in the bubble to persuade Booker to join forces, the Suns guard is playing. The Nets could offer the Suns a package of 2 first-round picks, Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie. Jarrett Allen is on a cheap contract and could be included as well if needed. Booker, Durant, and Irving are all versatile offensive players who complement one another's skill sets in theory. A championship from this core might feed Durant's haters, who say he needs a super team to win it all, but it'd be exciting nonetheless. Los Angeles Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Chris Paul, and Steve Adams. The Clippers' salary cap is mostly set for next season, as they have almost all their roster signed for the near future. Who they'll lose is 6th Man of the Year candidate Montrezl Harrell. They have his bird rights, but can't afford to keep him, so the team's best bet is to organize a sign and trade. Los Angeles did a blockbuster deal last summer with the Thunder for George, and dealing with that organization again would be the most beneficial avenue for them. Harrell would have to agree to a sign and trade for the deal to work, so George, Leonard, Paul, and Adams would all have to be on board. Trading Harrell, Lou Williams, Ivica Zubac, Patrick Beverley, Rodney McGruder, and one of their 2 young assets for Paul and Adams. The issue would be that those 4 would put the team over the salary cap. Luckily, Clippers owner Steve Ballmer has deep pockets and is willing to spend extra money to win, so they could sign veteran free agents like Marc Gasol, Carmelo Anthony, Kent Bazemore, and others to minimum deals to complete the roster. If executed, this deal would likely ensure the first Clippers parade in LA. Toronto Raptors, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Pascal Siakam. This trade wouldn't feature a big 3, but pairs 2 of the most unique players in the league in Siakam and Antetokounmpo. Siakam already proved he can win alongside another superstar and would be the most talented player to play with Antetokounmpo. So if the team could keep a solid roster around them, there's no reason they can't compete with any other team in the NBA. The Raptors would need to offer Milwaukee a substantial package to acquire Antetokounmpo, as well as the Bucks superstar wanting out after another playoff exit. An offer of Kyle Lowry, who will be on an expiring contract, Norman Powell, OG Anunoby, Terrence Davis, and a signed trade of Serge Ibaka should be enough to acquire Antetokounmpo and George Hill. The only hindrance would be Ibaka and Antetokounmpo's cooperation. Toronto fans would hate to see Lowry and the bulk of their championship team go, but Antetokounmpo is worth the price. Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Damian Lillard. Lillard doesn't want to leave Portland as of now, but everyone knows James tends to recruit players when the opportunity arises. Los Angeles could offer 2 first-round picks, one in 2020 and another in 2022, as well as Kyle Kuzma, Danny Green, and one of Avery Bradley, Quinn Cook, and Alex Caruso to Portland, in exchange for the franchise point guard. This haul gives the Trailblazers assets to work with for the future, while making the Lakers immediate title favorites, with one of the best big 3s in recent NBA history. It's unlikely this would go through, but you can't underestimate James's influence on his team's construction and his ability to convince fellow stars to join forces. Which one of these are most likely to happen? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.